on me. Okay, Lisa, tell me how you've been this week.
This week was pretty good. The weekend was hard because we had my husband's mom's funeral. So, which we're the only ones in town who have a house. So everybody was at our house.
So you're hosting, cooking for everybody.
Cooking and yeah. And it wasn't horrible. Like, the cooking part is no big deal. I do that for family. That's not a big deal. But, we, everybody just sat around and then ate stuff,
How'd you do?
Not too bad. Because I actually made sure there was stuff I could eat. So, we had a big shrimp platter.
Oh, yeah,
so
that makes it simple.
Yeah, so I thought, well, if I'm hungry, I'll just have shrimp. That's okay. And then we had pork and roast beef. And, I didn't eat any of that, so it didn't matter. But then, I made cheesy potatoes and we had dessert stuff, and I had a bite of the cheesy potatoes and I had a bite of the dessert, and then I was like, okay, that's all I needed. So I just wanted to see what that dessert tasted like because it looked frickin' good.
And was it?
It was awesome.
Okay.
And I thought, man, I could have actually ate a whole piece of that, but I probably would have been sick.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean.
Oh, yeah, because your stomach is not used to digesting this.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, yeah, that would have been just horrible. So, and then I got a cold. So, and last week, got my period. Which I was like,
When was the last time you had your period?
I don't know.
So how much of your emotional roller coaster was PMS?
Yeah, oh yeah. I was like going, well, that's what all that was. Okay. And the nice thing was, and that's what the whole salt thing is too for me. Okay. Because I know that from before.
Okay, so now this is all starting to make sense.
Yeah, like this week, not so much. Not so much do I have to have like I need some salt. Just give me a salt shaker, please. God.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, so all in all.
So it was pretty good. I thought for the whole week I was like, this is pretty good.
Yeah, it's just those minor little things which do affect this hormonally. But overall, your hunger is manageable.
Yeah. It's actually really weird how manageable it is.
Well, it's because you were taught that eating this little amount of food would cause starvation, which without the HCG, it would.
Right.
It wouldn't work out. But you know what this is doing? It's basically disproving everything we're taught.
I know. I was like, this is just so, today, I went to work and everything, and I had tea, and I had a couple things of turkey jerky, just a couple bites. And then I was like, okay, I'm not hungry. I'm just like, I'm not hungry.
So how is at this point, how is your overall desire for cheating?
It's a lot less. I still find myself, I found myself yesterday because I didn't feel good yesterday. After all the people had been there and I had a sore throat and all this, and I found myself in the kitchen. I was going, oh.
Kind of trying to medicate with food physically.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, but there wasn't anything that made me feel good.
No.
So I was like, okay, just go to sleep, go to bed.
Which is what your body needed?
Yeah. So, I either laid on the couch or whatever. And, and it was just so I just didn't shovel food in my face. That's what I normally would have done. Just I would have constantly ate.
Did you have any agitation with that? Irritability with the fact that you're in the kitchen and you're not eating and you want to?
Yes, I was irritated. I was like, well, come on. There should be something I can have. And there was.
Did you justify? I had all this family. I did super well. I didn't do it,
Yeah, because what I had, what did I eat yesterday? See, I didn't eat all that much yesterday because nothing,
You know you weren't hungry?
Yeah, it was this. Well, and
Something
that was kind of the deal. I'm like going, because then I'd stand there. Am I hungry? No. Okay, then get out of the kitchen. Okay.
Well,
and that does help, you know, to like stand there and go, are you hungry? No.
Yeah, a real simple way, and I don't know if I'm repeating myself because I say this all the freaking time, so I have no idea if I've said this to you before, but I always say if food was not available, if we were rationing, if there was, you know, what's the word? A food famine.
Sure.
Would you have prioritized eating at that time?
At that time, right. No.
Not at all. There would have been no question. You would have just...
It's like, no, because we're not having food right now.
Yeah, unless you're hungry, there's absolutely no reason to be eating, even if you were feeling a little sick.
Right. Mm-hmm. And what was interesting for me was to realize, like, when I'm sick, like just sick like a cold, that's what I do. Medicate it with, like, I think it's better.
No, like you wouldn't have even noticed before, but now you are.
Yeah,
and crazy?
And I was like, I can't even believe I was doing that.
Oh my God! I mean, think about our culture, all the disease, and the exponentially growing obesity, and are we surprised because our culture eats for
everything?
You got it. My son scraped his knee. I gave him a piece of candy.
Right.
Seriously?
I know. It's kind of like...
you wonder why that kid ended up obese. You know what I mean? Yeah.
How about a Band-Aid and a kiss?
But it's just, you know, one of my children's teachers, they do really well. They have a candy jar. They do something great. They get a piece of candy. It's like... Can we reward with something different? And I'm just like, I'm combating that.
Yeah.
As a parent. The teacher gives candy.
Yeah.
Mommy gives you a hug. Which one would you rather have?
Yeah. Well, I'll take the candy thing.
Exactly. Because I hug them all the time. So, but how much of, now that you're kind of observing and getting exposed to all this, can you see where your desire to continue to eat with hunger has to be steadfast and forever?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I know. And the really neat part about it is that in the future, you'll be hungry when you're at a party.
Right.
And you'll be able to eat and have the little bit of potatoes and have some of the bacon and be able to enjoy that without freaking out that you're going to gain fat without gorging either.
Right.
And the other part is if you're not hungry, you're going to be fine with it.
Exactly.
Well, let's hope.
Yeah.
That's the test, is when this is over.
Yeah.
So right now, this is just getting you practice, getting you, at this point, do you feel like you've created the base, understanding hunger and how it goes away?
Yes.
The next phase, the next stage, number 3, is differentiating mental urges and desires from the true sense of hunger. So it's physical medication, vindication of the husband, it's sadness, pride, you know, all the little things.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, if you were to, let's say, fight with your husband right now, would you go to the kitchen and eat?
No, I would probably go to the kitchen.
Yeah, okay.
Because that seems to be like the thing I do right at the moment. Yeah, location.
Going to the kitchen.
And then, am I hungry? No. So I've kind of practiced that. Once I walk in the kitchen, am I hungry? Like that comes out of my mouth.
I wonder if you walked into a different room, what would happen?
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's try that.
Okay.
As a strategy.
Okay. Well, I can because I have a different room. Just
as an experiment, if you get a trigger, you know, where you're like, I gotta walk away from this, go to like the bathroom.
Okay. All right.
Or I don't know, somewhere else, like your office or somewhere that's accessible.
Yeah.
So if you start going that direction, you have a bathroom close by.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then turn on the shower and take a cold shower.
Okay. Oh, well, no, that bathroom's upstairs.
Okay, so my dad does some mental work. Anyways, I remember when he was trying to retrain his thoughts into, because he loved cookies. My dad felt uncontrollable around homemade cookies. So what he did is he practiced visualization and mental work that cookies smelled like dog shit.
Oh my gosh.
He did it, and he the funny thing is, every time I tell this story, I could smell dog shit. Okay? Every time I think that moment I went, was the smell.
That is
but
too funny.
it worked.
Yeah.
He did not touch a cookie for a long time. So we're just retraining the neural pathway.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, now, because every time you go to the kitchen, you should be able to go in the kitchen and not need to eat, but let's just see if we can kind of retrain your reaction to stress.
Yeah, and I did all weekend. I was in the kitchen almost like all day on Saturday, and I didn't eat stuff. I just was in there.
Fine.
Yeah, I was doing stuff.
Did you have to explain this to anybody, by the way?
No.
Oh, that's great. So no one asked.
No, no one said anything about, well, you're not eating or whatever, and I'm like, I said something. I said, well, I'm on a hormone protocol. I go, so I just don't eat as much.
Mm-hmm.
And then nobody just even questioned anything.
Yeah, well, as soon as you say I'm on a hormonal therapy,
yeah,
it's like, is this a girl problem?
Yeah,
they don't necessarily want to meddle in your business, but as soon as you say diet.
I know. I'm really trying not to talk about diet.
I'm so glad, because it's not.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm not on a diet. It's not a diet. It's not what I'm doing.
Well, and if this was a diet, you would be memorizing a way that you're supposed to eat forever, right?
Right.
And this is so not that.
No, and I was like, it's not a diet. I'm not dieting. That's not it. And I'm trying. That, like I told my husband, I go, I'm breaking my addiction to food.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, that's what I'm doing. And if I'm a bitch, I'm a bitch about it.
Yeah. Because you're dealing.
Yeah.
You're kind of going through some mental processing.
And I did apologize. So I said, I'm sorry that I'm, like, crazed. I'm sorry. Like, I don't even know why I was until I got my period.
And then did you say sorry again? Oh, I
No, I didn't. I didn't even, like, he wasn't there. He was in Vegas, so I just didn't even talk to him.
You get a chance when he gets back. So, by the way, just so you know, that whole moment
was like
right before my period.
Yeah, I was like all crazy nutty person.
And like, I've noticed that some people have worse PMS.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not everybody. Yeah. Not everybody.
Well, it wasn't any worse than I've had. Like, it's not any worse. I just didn't realize that's what it was since I hadn't had one in...
How old are you?
51.
Has it been humongous?
No.
Just light?
No, but see, I have an IUD.
Oh my gosh. So I wonder if you had some ovary issues.
Yeah, so I wasn't even because they told me I wouldn't have one after a while, like you just won't get one.
We basically forced one.
Yeah, and I was like going, well, this is what this is. And it's like, okay, I'm glad that's over. Mm-hmm. So it actually made the weekend so much easier to deal with, really.
Do you feel like you're calm during that time, like real grounded?
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, hormones are so real. They are so real. Men have no idea.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
I'm so glad.
Yes.
I'm so glad.
Calm and everything went smoothly. People were there. Seriously, people were everywhere in my house. Everywhere. And all these little kids, and it was a lot of people. And the thing was, it wasn't a party. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you were just hosting.
Yeah.
For a funeral.
Right. It's just like, it's not a party. But and it was actually really, but seriously, by about 8 o'clock Saturday night, I was like going, when are you people leaving? Leave my house.
I just want to quiet. I want to
go to bed.
And while you're hosting.
Yeah.
So you have
There's a couple more hours until everybody left.
I know your routine is off.
Yeah.
I'm not a night owl, and I know it.
No.
And I'm the type of person that if it's late at night and you're up, I'm like this.
Exactly. Well, and usually, like, I could stay up until 10, but seriously, I had been up at 5 that morning to get stuff ready. And so by 8 o'clock, I was like, OMG, this is like...
exhausting.
Yeah. I was like, whew.
So you only have those 2 cheats? No other cheats?
Let's see. I had...
Yeah, last night with the sick, did you end up eating anything?
Yes, I did. I ate popcorn.
Oh my god. Okay, so popcorn is one of the most prevalent cheat foods ever.
Yeah, I had
I'm telling you, most people like chocolate. I'm like, no, it's not. It's popcorn.
Popcorn is like...
It's like an American thing.
One of my favorite foods.
And how much did you have?
I don't know.
Enough to make you sick?
No, it didn't make me sick.
Okay.
So
after this last week, if you could go back and do a couple things different, what would it be?
I wouldn't have ate the popcorn. Because it was fine, but...
Wasn't worth it?
No, it truly wasn't. Like,
what was
like,
it for? It was for the sick stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
But how did you rationalize it? Well, I'm sick. I worked hard.
Well, and I remember I this is going to sound so stupid. I remember just like I had been laying down and kind of just curled up, and all of a sudden I just got up and I just walked into the kitchen and I got it out of the cupboard and put it in the microwave. I'm like, I'm having this.
Entitlement?
Yes, and it was just like this thing, and I was like, and I kept wondering, what is this? Why am I doing this?
Huh.
And I did it. I said, this is my choice.
Well, some of it is, well, screw it. There had to have been like,
and I think
I've earned it, yeah. I want it, screw it, I'm getting it.
Yeah, and I think that was kind of part of it. It was just like, well, what the hell, you know?
So and I see this and I hear this a lot. Well, and then you're proud of that. You're like, I did such a good job that I'm going to cheat.
And
I want you to think about that for a second there. I did so well during this process that I didn't fuck things up, that now I'm going to fuck it up.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. And I'm very good at doing that.
That's that's just a sign of how badly you want to eat emotionally. That there's still desires there, you know?
Okay.
This is...
Okay. See, now that's really actually good to be aware of, because...
Because if you didn't want to eat, you wouldn't want to do it, and you'd be like, I'm not doing it.
Right.
Even if there's that desire, you're like, it's over, I'm done. You know, like the quitting and the smoking. Yep. So it just means there's still desire there.
I walked into the kitchen later. It was like late, 8 o'clock last night. Mm-hmm. And I was going for the bread. And I picked up the thing of rolls, and I was like, what the hell are you doing?
So you're consciously aware of that one.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm not eating that. That is just not, no, and it so wouldn't have been.
No, you would have eaten it, and it would have been like,
yeah.
Maybe even put it in your mouth and then went, oh,
yeah.
I do that, I've done that a couple times.
Yeah, and there's
I'm just
stuff,
like, really?
There's stuff that, whatever, I'll feel like yucky, my stomach will feel yucky, and then the next day I'm like in the bathroom. That's what happens. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, that's so not worth it. I don't like that.
Mm-mm. Oh, you love this protocol? Seriously?
Yeah. And I was like, well, I'm not doing that again. Even anything that if I ate something that I thought this was okay to eat, and it was like maybe too much sweet or something. Like I had a cup of coffee that had a sugar-free stuff in it, and I was like, okay, there's something, like I didn't drink it all, but I was like, oh, that sugary taste is yucky.
Yeah, your tastes have changed. Your palate's so clean, and the preserved and the fake foods.
Yes, the fake
really
stuff is gross.
I know, isn't that great?
Oh,
you don't forget it. Don't forget it, because it's your palate changes, and you can finally taste that. It's like, why go back to that?
Exactly.
When you can have real cream.
Right.
I know.
I'm like, well, I just had the real stuff.
I totally agree.
We're going to do that again.
Okay, so here's the challenge, because I honestly think, are you ready to have a perfect week as far as like just follow the protocol? Do you feel like you're ready for the challenge?
I'm ready for the challenge, yeah. Yeah.
You know, I had another patient who is almost done, and she was going to make some cupcakes for her brother for his birthday. And she thought, okay, I'm totally ready for the cupcakes. So she made the cupcakes, and she didn't realize
not ready.
She wasn't ready, and so she ended up having a cupcake. And then the whole thing, like, well, I've screwed up anyways. So she ended up eating more, because then she felt like she ruined. And then she was like, well, then I'll go to the gym and work this off. Went to the gym, okay, and that happened. Then there was cupcakes left over, so she's like, oh, well, I need to eat these to just get rid of them. So it just opened the door for this massive, like, I can't control myself.
Yeah.
I suck, and she kept on going to the gym, and then she came in the next week 5 pounds heavier.
Oh my goodness.
I know, and it was sad, and she was crying, and because she doesn't weigh, and she came in, and it's like, that was the best thing. Oh my God, it's you again.
Guess who I knew I was going to get
Jesus. And, you know, it would have done me no good to just beat her up for it, because honestly, it's like, well, this is...
That's what...
Yeah.
You have to be aware, and...
and not beat yourself up, but just recognize, okay, there's still some work to be done, and that experience was worth the 5 pounds, and I'll tell you why, because we talked about it, and I basically said, if you could go back, would you do it differently? And she said, I wouldn't have made the cupcakes. And I went, okay, so now you're scared of cupcakes.
Right.
As if they have control over you.
Right.
And I said, well, have you ever thought to get really angry and pissed off inside and to say, screw you cupcakes, you don't control me, go back and make them again, and then throw them in the trash. Or put them in the toilet.
Oh, jeez.
And she was like,
what?
I was like, yeah, you need to prove to yourself
that you can.
Because right now you're proving to yourself that you can't handle cupcakes.
Right.
Let's prove this differently. Go make those damn cupcakes, you bitch. And you do it again, darling. And she was like, yeah. Oh my God, you could just see it in her face like, really? And I'm like, yeah, I know you can handle this.
Sure.
I'm not afraid of you and cupcakes.
Yeah.
Who's in control here?
Mine would be potato chips. I mean, honest to God.
Well, have you had a potato chip yet?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I know I have. Like, not this last week. The first week.
And you haven't had any since?
No, we don't have them in the house. They're not in the house.
Okay, well, my point being, like,
buy them, so.
If you could go back to even 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, you've learned through all of this process that now it's like,
But see, if the chips were there, I would think I should eat them. I like when you said that cupcake, I was like going, oh, I think I would still do that.
So have you ever thought to go buy a bag of chips, open them up, and put them in the sink and wash them down, and then spit on them?
Okay.
Flip them off.
Because, like, seriously,
and then
like,
scream at them.
They seem like they're precious little babies
That's
to me.
That's because you've over-emotionalized them. It's inanimate objects. So this girl, by the time I had done and had pumped her up, she was like, I'm going right now. Yeah. I'm going to go make those chocolate cupcakes, and I'm going to tell them who's boss. And I was like, you go! Right! Yes, high five, chest bump. Because it's the source of the problem is lack of self-worth and confidence. Yes. And it's like, you need to develop some freaking confidence. Yeah. Are you ready to just make the choice? To be like, you know what, you've done this, you've practiced at this point, we're a month into this thing, let's go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's just get yourself, go get those. Go, get yourself into
especially
that.
The next 2 weeks, because I leave for vacation on the 16th. So it's like...
How do you feel about where you're at? Can you handle an open bag of chips that you throw down the sink?
I can.
Let's just go do it then. And just like...
I can.
And then, but don't put your finger in and lick the bag on it.
No, I never lick a bag. That's not my thing.
Or don't put it in your mouth, chew it up and spit it out. No, that's a totally different eating disorder.
No, I don't do that either. If I'm sticking it in my mouth, I'm eating it.
Oh God, I had another patient today who was like eating 3 or 4 packs of gum every day.
Oh,
seriously, eating disorders are the real deal. And it's actually not an eating disorder, it's low self-esteem and confidence.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's not, and when I tell you these type of stories, it kind of makes you go, wow, I'm doing well.
Yes, I kind of do. A little bit, like, okay, I know. I'm okay.
But, it doesn't help to look down on yourself for those things, because you're not going to learn from the process, and then you end up feeling even more vulnerable.
Exactly.
In the long run. So, anyway. Yeah. So I tell you this story and I bring it up to basically say, hey, let's go. Let's just get out there. Let's get in the real world, because you really need to develop that kind of your emotional ball sack needs to grow.
Yeah. Yes. Gotcha.
It's kind of gross.
I can do that chip thing. That would be kind of fun.
Yeah, well, and it's like the first thing is like, well, I'm wasting. Well, you'd be wasting if you ate it, because it'd go right on your ass. You need to just, it's not.
I don't have a problem saying I wasted that. I don't have a problem doing that.
Okay, good. Well, you need to go buy your favorite chips, smell them. Just like that.
I would like to throw them in the toilet, though.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
Crunch them all up.
Yeah. And then put them down the toilet. It's like, that's where you deserve to go.
Well, and you're choosing not to eat them, even though you could, and it's available to you, and you're smelling them, and you're putting yourself right in front of them.
Yeah.
And it's just saying, no.
No.
There's no emotion in this anymore.
Yeah.
I will have you someday, and I will not be a love affair.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, because that whole love affair with that, because seriously, I truly think that is so absolutely the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can hear the bag and smell the chips and like
the salty and the pepper and the deliciousness.
And it's just like, I'm like, really? They're freaking chips.
I know, and you can get them at the gas station on this corner and that corner and this corner
There's
and that food shop.
There's nothing special about them. They're the plainest. I'm in love with the plainest chips that they make.
And you need to get yourself in front of them like a total like tease. It's like going to the strip club as a porn addict. You need to go in there and be like, no, not this.
Not doing that.
Okay?
Got it.
So that's your challenge, I think.
Okay.
Because I honestly think you've gotten to the point where it's like, food at this point should be like, yeah, I want some, but you know what? Yeah, it's time to jump. It's time to go.
Yeah.
And
and interesting today, too, because I was like, get up. I don't feel good. I, had some tea. I was like, all right, go to work. I didn't eat. I was like, are you kidding? Are you really not hungry? And I just wasn't.
That's called the protocol. You have HCG in your body.
I was like going,
welcome to the HCG protocol.
I'm like going, come on.
Yeah.
You have to be, but about 2, then I thought, I could have, but it wasn't like this like, oh my God, I have to eat. It was like, have a little something because, like I felt kind of slow and just kind of like, and I just, and so I had some turkey jerky and I was like, I had like 2 pieces and I'm like going,
I feel better.
Okay, now I'm better.
All right.
Like, that is so weird.
I know.
It is, I mean, I was like going, okay, this works.
I had an interview this weekend. This doctor who's a urologist in New York, and he was totally skeptical, and he's like, this is 500 calories. This is starvation diet. And I basically said, well, he's like, well, how much do people eat? And I said, on average, actually, probably 350-ish calories.
Yeah.
But I said, but here's the thing, we don't count calories. That's how much they eat based on their hunger.
Right.
He kind of was just like dumbfounded.
Yeah.
Still skeptical, but just like how is that possible? Right. And it's like, and I even explained, well, leptin and this and that, and he just was like, oh my God, this is just, he was a little shocked by the knowledge that I gave him. But that's normal, and the neat part is that because you're capable of eating such a little amount of food, your body physically is going to heal at such a fast rate. Now, every cheat you've done is probably, it's like pulling you back. So, we don't know how much you weigh right now.
Right.
And who gives a shit.
Right.
But you have some time left on this process.
Right.
That in the 2 to 3 weeks that you have left, once you kind of get that mind, I'm done, it's over, I've had this, I've practiced, and your confidence level comes up, and the amount you cheat ends up being nothing for weeks on end.
Yeah.
You're healing at a super rapid rate.
Okay.
Faster than anything you've ever done.
Okay.
That's the neat part about what you're doing is you have no idea, do you, what your weight is and what's going on physically?
No.
Have you noticed any physical changes?
Yeah, I mean my pants are looser. That's so far that's about the deal. And I kind of, it's kind of funny because it's either my pants or my bra is usually bigger. So my bra kind of will.
Yeah, so it's not as full, it's not as filled up.
Right. And I was like going, oh, I must have lost something in my chest.
Yeah.
Which, that's like the first place it usually goes away for me. So, and my pants get looser.
Yeah.
So.
Well, obviously the challenge is this week, like I said. Now that you feel like your confidence is up a little bit, start to challenge yourself, and you'll feed off of that.
Okay.
That's why I'm like, go get the chips. You're gonna feed off of that.
Okay.
Confidence level to where you're like.
Because I'm like, going, oh my God, really? Put a whole package? I can do that.
Oh, I have people put like M&Ms on their counter. I have someone that's like the foods that they can't handle. It's like, no, you need to put yourself in front of that food.
Okay.
Develop confidence and make the choice.
Yeah.
But you need to get your head where it needs to be for you to go in there, buy those chips, to open them up, to put your face in them.
Yeah. I mean, seriously.
Smell it and go, no, down the toilet.
Yeah.
Flash! Flip the toilet off.
I can do that.
Well,
I can.
I cannot wait to hear how it goes because
Yeah.
you're going to come in and go, Robin, that just kickstarted a whole nother level of work.
I can do that.
And then you're going to be like,
I keep like thinking,
let's measure because my pants don't fit.
Yeah. My pants don't fit. Yay.
Anyways, all right. Well, you're kicking butt. I'm really, really excited for everything.